Speaking of done deals, it's going to be announced at some point today officially by Man United. But as we know, Ligt and Maswari both did their medicals today. They're in Manchester. They're over the line. Lots of interesting conversations online about this. Most at TalkSport saying it's average right through to horrendous business. What do you all make on the panel of this by Man United?
Mid business. I don't know why. I don't know why everyone's. As soon as you talk about Missouri and Ligt, I don't know why everyone's slaughtering him for it. Like they need a centre back because Euro's out for 3 months. Harry Maguire.
What part of America did we sign? Missouri.
Sorry,
Mazraoui.
Euro's out.
Mazraoui.
All right, my pronunciation's poor. Leave me alone. But they've signed the fullback, who can play both left back, right back, and a bit further forward. In terms of a centre back position, Lindelof wants. I think they're probably going to move out of the club. Harry Maguire, I think, will probably be a squad player in and around the group stage of the Europa League and Cup games. De Ligt's got experience, knows Ten Hag, has won a Bundesliga and a Scudetto. Yes, he wasn't heavily involved in Bayern Munich's team last year, but he knows the manager and they've got better coaches now. He's an upgrade on what they've got.
Wait, but Henry, question. Ten Hag knows a lot of these players. He's, and
you can't tell me De Ligt's going to make a negative impact on that team.
Bro, but I'm saying De Ligt is whack. Like that's how I can describe him. And Mazraoui's whack as well. Like it's like
no. Will. I like Mazraoui.
We'll explain why are they? Yeah, why are they whack?
So, and I know, like, saying whack is kind of crazy when I think about it, but like that's just how low I kind of think about a De Ligt, right? Like this guy, I think you're all still thinking about what he did at Ajax in 2017 when he was like 17 years old and was their captain. He's not that player. He has not lived up to the potential. This guy's already got a big money move to Juve, didn't work there. Got another big money move to Bayern Munich, not working there, and now he's about to get another big money move to Manchester United. It's like the big teams are passing him around like he's a bunt or something. He's not that guy. He's big. And I guess you could say he's decent in the box, but he's slow. And I don't even think that he's that good on the ball. You basically just got a Dutch Harry Maguire. And I know that you do need a center back because Lenny Euro is out. So I get from that POV, but that doesn't mean just go out there and give Bayern Munich $50 million for a player that they don't want. I'm pretty sure that the scouting department could have maybe did a little better there than just going to Ten Hag and saying, oh, what other former Ajax players would you like? Because both him and Mazraoui were both at Ajax underneath this manager. And then real quick to end it off, Mazraoui, he's decent on the ball, but again, I mean, it's more of, I guess, a squad competition signing right there. He's not better than Dalot. And then if Luke Shaw is fit, he's not better than Luke Shaw. So,
but this is the thing. So the Ligt was suggested to the manager by the new footballing director. So it wasn't the manager who directly asked for him, although he is one of his ex-players, and of course you'd think he'd advocate for it. But these are both players who De Ligt will play a lot of first-team football, and Maswari may as well. But Maswari is literally coming in to be a backup. So this is the thing. I don't look at him as, wow, he's going to elevate our first team. What both of these players do, and we've already got a player out injured in Lenny Euro, unfortunately, an Arsenal player. Still haven't seen the replay, which is weird. Broke his foot. Broke the metatarsal. It is what it is. But our main two centre-backs are going to be, in my opinion, if everybody was fit, would be Lenny Euro and Lisandro Martinez. De Ligt is then third choice. And he will play game time because you rotate and you rest people and there's lots of games to play. But he's a much better third choice than we've got now. With Maswari, the issue that we had with, I'd like better than him overall, especially with his injury record. But the problem Man United have is that the Frankenstein squad. So we would go from our best two centre backs. If we get two injuries, we can barely play out from the back. If we lose Dalot, we don't have a right back. If we lost Luke Shaw, which we didn't have a left back who was comfortable on the ball. That's why he gives us that. The academy player, Harry Hamas, that we're promoting, very comfortable on the ball. For Man United to bring the style of football to life Ineos and the new football owners want, it clearly appears to be trying to play more football. We saw it in really nice spells against Manchester City at the weekend, what we're trying to do. We need to be ensuring that the vast majority of players that we buy have a much better technical base of football than we currently have. So we were never going to fix our squad in the first summer, which is why I'm not, if in 3 years' time we're signing overall signing players at a standard, I'll say, well, why aren't we leveling up? But I think what we need to be able to do is have 2 or 3 injuries or rotate 2 or 3 players and try and maintain the style of football that we're trying to implement. Our biggest problem is that we had a Frankenstein squad and we were so up and down with how we tried to play. We've gone and brought 2 Dutch coaches in. I think what Man United are looking at here and said, look, we've put a lot of money in the club into a number of either Dutch players or players that have played there. I think they're almost trying to bring that to life. Let's bring in some top coaches, and they both are top coaches. Let's bring in some more players that we know can play that style of football, and let's try and make this work. And the only time I'm annoyed with this approach is if in a couple of years' time we look back and it hasn't worked, or if it is working, Ten Hag leaves and then we change direction and start over from scratch. So I don't look at these signings and go, oh my God, I'm absolutely buzzing with signing world-class players. But I do believe what we've done is improve the technical base of our team, which I feel is one of the most important elements that we had to do this summer. Hopefully Ugarte's next. There's been rumours today from the same newspaper that said he was available that United have put an offer in for De Jong as well. And I know that would be another player that's played for him, but I'm not against it. I'm really not against the players that we're linked to for different reasons. De Jong's a little different. I think De Jong is an absolute top quality player and will improve our first team as an example. But overall, I'm quite chuffed with our business, the 4 signings so far. We need to improve that midfield next. Maybe 2 players. If not, it's probably just going to be Ugarte. But I think we go into the season with a better base in the squad, like I say. Our style of play looked better. And we've certainly plugged a lot of our holes in terms of our shape out of possession based on the preseason games and, of course, the match against City at the weekend. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. Am I sitting here, though, going, oh, my God, greatest signings ever? That would be ridiculous because they're not. But I think it's improved Man United's base.
But question, Terry, like that seems like lazy scouting, though. Like that's my issue with it is because so Manchester United, you're the biggest club in England, right? Arguably the biggest club on this planet. And you're telling me that you're scouts, right? So you need another center back. You need possible cover for both your fullback options. And they came back with De Ligt and Mazraoui. So 2 Bayern rejects that just so happen to already know Ten Hag. So like that's where my issue is because I don't really see any upside with a De Ligt or a Mazraoui.
But Terry, and one sec though, but spread that out. So again, we ended up going for De Ligt because we couldn't get a deal done for Branthwaite. So the first person we went for was Branthwaite. So I do understand your point, but first of all, Lenny Euro was the number 1 centre-back target for the club. Has nothing to do with Ajax or the manager. We then wanted Branthwaite, couldn't get a deal done at a sensible price, and we moved on to De Ligt. When the De Ligt deal wasn't looking like we were going to get him at a sensible price, we then moved on and started looking at the ex-Atletico Madrid centre-back, Hermoso, I think is his name. Again, no Ajax connection whatsoever. So of the 4 centre-backs that we've shown genuine interest this summer, 1 of them has a connection via Ajax. When you look at the number 1 midfield target, no connection to Ajax. When you look at the number 1 attacking target was Benjamin Šeško, no connection to Ajax. You look at the Xerxes Dutch, but he's never actually played in the Netherlands. He's played in Italy, I think, most of his career, and Germany. So again, no Ajax or Ten Hag direct management connection there as an example. So there are some overlaps. No one's going to deny that. But the overwhelming number of players that we've either signed or we've attempted to sign have no connection. But I don't think we should be turning around and saying, let's not look at the Ligt. This is why I'm trusting the new people making the football decisions at my club. I think it would be weird for them to say, do you know what? Let's cross these 3 players off, even though we believe they're good enough, because we don't want the bad PR online that they're Ajax-based players. That, for me, is not a concern now when the vast majority have not got an Ajax connection in any capacity.
Yeah, but then the squad that you're actually... So the play... Okay, so I get the links, right? But then we also got to look at where the money is actually being spent. Like, I swear I saw a report the other day that United have basically spent about $250 million, so 250 million, on former Ajax players that Ten Hag has had. And again, I don't necessarily mind that they did know him from Ajax, where he did manage them. My thing is, I just don't think that they're good enough. So that's what I'm saying. It's just lazy scouting. It's like, okay, well, De Ligt's not one of that Bayern. Neither is Mazraoui, but they both know Ten Hag, so let's just go get them. That's kind of what that comes across as.
Yeah, but I think that's you not reading about Man United. I think that's you not doing I get how that looks from the outside in, but that's not I mean, over 77,000 Bayern Munich fans signed a protest for him not to be sold. So to say that De Ligt was not wanted by Bayern Munich, their fan base are absolutely fuming that he has been allowed to leave. Like the other weird narrative that I thought was true, that he was dropped for Eric Dyer last season. I think it was said on the overlap. All the overlaps posts about that have now had community notes on X because it's fundamentally not true. Eric Dyer started 3 games, I believe it was, over him last season. And 2 of those is when he was out with a very, very minor injury. So there's a lot of things that get created that aren't necessarily true. You are right. We spent far too much money on the ex-Ajax players. Of that $250 million, over a third of it goes on to one player in Anthony, which was ridiculous because we've already admitted that mistake as a football club. We valued him as a football club at 25 million and ended up spending 90 million pounds on him, which is absolutely ridiculous. The difference being now, though, is that we have, in my opinion, highly qualified football decision makers. So what I'm not going to do in the short term is because this is the problem. Loads of new things are happening at the club, but you're always going to have overlap because not everything we did in the past was wrong. And not everything that was wrong in the past that you then see done now means it's wrong. I think for me, you have to I'm giving a clean slate to this to see how it works, how we improve, how we play football next season. I don't necessarily think this is our recruitment team and our new director of football, Omar Barada and co, saying, really stuck on who we should buy. Do you know what? Let's go and find an Ajax player. I don't think it's as simplistic as that, personally.